Bonjour à tous. Alors aujourd'hui je fais cette vidéo pour vous parler d'une autre vidéo qui circule en ce moment sur les réseaux sociaux, la vidéo de Ines Ibbou sur YouTube où elle fait une lettre ouverte à Dominic Thiem qui est un grand joueur de tennis autrichien qui était finaliste au dernier Roland-Garros. Alors, le contexte, pourquoi elle a fait cette vidéo? Il se trouve que face au coronavirus, Novak Djokovic a pris l'initiative de créer un fonds de solidarité pour aider les joueurs de tennis mal classés financièrement, puisqu'en ce moment, il n'y a plus de compétition à cause du coronavirus. Et en fait, Dominic Thiem, donc, il a dit, bon, d'abord, il ne veut pas, donc il ne va pas participer à ce fonds de solidarité. Et il a déclaré aussi que aucun de ces joueurs mal classés ne lutte pour survivre. Toute l'année, j'en vois beaucoup qui ne donnent pas tout au tennis, beaucoup ne sont pas très professionnels, je ne vois pas pourquoi je devrais leur donner de l'argent. Donc en fait, c'est ce qu'il a annoncé mot pour mot. Et donc, Ines Ibbou, dans sa vidéo, elle s'est adressée directement aux joueurs dans une lettre très bouleversante que j'ai trouvée très touchante, où elle lui a raconté la réalité du tennis en Algérie. Elle lui a juste rappelé que sa réalité, à lui, n'était pas la sienne. Et qu'en Algérie, déjà, c'est très dur d'être une femme athlète, mais en plus, elle poursuit son rêve avec sacrifice, avec très très peu de moyens, avec une absence des infrastructures pour le tennis et pour le sport en général, avec l'absence des sponsors, avec l'absence des compétitions, des tournois, etc. Et donc, qu'en fait, elle n'a pas eu la même chance que lui et que malgré cela, elle travaille dur pour réaliser son rêve. Donc je vous laisse regarder la vidéo et pour voir par vous-même et donc juger par vous-même. Et je vous dis à tout de suite.
Dear Dominic, after reading your last statement, I was wondering what would have been my career, and therefore my life, if I was in your shoes. Yes, what is it like to be Dominic Thiem? So I started picturing myself what it was like to have parents coaching tennis when I touched a tennis racket for the first time at age 6, and instantly fell in love with it. As I grew up in the outskirts of Algiers, in a very modest family with parents who had nothing to do with tennis. I can't stop thinking that it could have helped, but I don't blame you for it. And I stopped thinking about it because after all, we don't choose where we are born. I realize now how blessed I am to have parents like mine, that I love the most and would trade for nothing in the world. You know, in a country like mine, it's not easy for a woman to be an athlete, and I will never be thankful enough to my parents for supporting me and all the sacrifices they have made for me to pursue my dream. If you only knew, Dominic. But after all, even if I didn't have my parents as coach, we can at least count on the local facilities. Oops! Did you know that in Algeria the ITF juniors are very, very rare, and there are not a single ITF Pro, ATP or WTA event? There is not a single coach at the international level. There is not even a single indoor court. I don't know how it was for you, but for us over there, if it rains for a week, we practice our backhands in the gym. And you know, I'm not even talking about the quality of the facilities and the courts. We didn't even know what court we were playing. Is it grass? Is it clay? Africa, like they say. But don't get me wrong, this didn't stop me from building my own way and even be one of the best players in the world at the age of 14. And I won my first WTA points by winning a 10K at this age. Quite impressive, no? And like you, I reached the heights of the ITF juniors ranking. I didn't reach the top 10 but 23rd in the world. Not too bad for an African, isn't it? It was so unlikely that many journalists called me the miracle of tennis. And it's not even a joke. Very few young Africans has done it before, they say. And nobody in my country.
Ton but c'est quoi?
D'être la meilleure.
If I was part of your magical world back then, I would probably have drawn the attention of many sponsors and the federation would have taken care of me. But it didn't happen that way. Sponsors, you say? Adidas, Nike, Wilson, Prince, Head? They don't even exist in Algeria. Apart from a few equipments and support from small local companies, I only received the minimum for covering my participation for the slams in juniors. And you know, in Africa, an athlete's budget hardly makes his way into his bank account, if you know what I mean. I was wondering what could have changed for me at that time if I was part of your close circle, shared the same environment and rules. Like being able to decide when it was the best time to go pro, for example. What are the rules? Nobody have a clue about it in Algeria. What impact would have made a fair budget on my career? It would have changed my whole life. Like the fact that I cherish the day when I will be able to afford a gift to my parents. I'm dreaming about this day. So, the best player of the country, on the top of the juniors ranking, but not a single penny. How ironic, don't you think? I'm not sure this would have happened in your country or in any other European country, for instance. But it didn't stop me. And you know, well, I'm not sure you really know. Out of darkness come the light, they say. And when everything was falling apart and leading me to end my career, I was lucky enough to find a helping hand. People who took care of me and provided me the vital minimum like eating and a place to sleep, whether in tournament or everyday life. Others helped me gracefully with the equipment. And some great souls nicely supported me with my sports conditioning. My situation was hopeless, but I got back on track and did my transition to pro. However, life can be harsh sometimes. And I got injured at the worst time. A time where the ITF changed the rules. Not sure if this really affected you, but who cares? Financial resources are key to get back in shape. I could really feel it at that moment. However, once again, it didn't stop me. Despite all the difficulties, I coped to come back to the WTA ranking. Today, I'm 21. And ranked around the top 600 WTA. I still hope to achieve my dream for which I sacrificed my childhood, my schooling, my teenage life, my family life, my friends, my financial life, birthday, holidays, my whole life. I'm wondering, Dominic, what is it like to have a coach who assists you on tour, a personal trainer, a physiotherapist, a mental coach, a dedicated staff? I'm living most of the time on my own. I'm a lonely lady traveling the world, generally in a 3-leg trip, always looking for the lowest tickets. Sacrificing my time, training and recoveries just to apply for a simple visa with no guarantee to get it. Because guess what? No red carpet, no free pass, no Schengen. And I forgot to mention, I need a visa to pretty much every place I need to go, and it's another budget for me. I work out every possibility of the calendar to optimize the cost, trying to get the maximum of points at the same time. I'm housing far away from the tournament to reduce the cost. Do you alternate clay and hard from a week to another, like I do? Do you finish your tournament with holes in your shoes, like I do? I always work my best to do whatever it takes to fulfill the hopes people had when I was in junior despite the lack of funding. Dominic, let me ask you, what does it feel to offer a gift to your parents? What does it feel to see them more than a week per year? To celebrate your birthday with them?
I don't even remember the last birthday I celebrated with my beloved ones.
Yes, all those sacrifices are part of the game, but still, the court should decide the outcome of my career, not my financials. This is totally unfair. I'm dealing with it every day without complaining, constantly fighting every single day in silence. Dear Dominic, unlike you, many share my reality. Just a reminder, it's not because of your money that we survived until now. And nobody requested to you anything. The initiative went from generous players who showed instant compassion with a classy touch. Players eager to spread solidarity and find solutions to make a difference. Champions at all cost. Dominic, this unexpected crisis is putting us through a challenging time and revealing who people truly are. Helping players is helping tennis to survive. The game is noble. The meaning of sports is to distinguish the most talented, the most persistent, the hard worker, the bravest. Or maybe you want to play alone on courts. Dominic, told you, we did not ask anything from you, except a bit of respect to our sacrifice. Players like you make me hold on to my dream. Please, don't ruin it.
Voilà, comme vous avez vu, c'était vraiment très très touchant et très réaliste en même temps. Ines Ibbou lui dit que en fait elle lui demande rien, mais elle lui demande juste du respect pour elle, mais pour beaucoup de joueurs qui se sacrifient tous les jours pour réaliser leurs rêves et qui travaillent dur même sans rien. Voilà. Comme j'ai dit au début, cette vidéo, elle a suscité beaucoup de réactions jusqu'à la haute sphère des autorités algériennes. Le président algérien Tebboune a adressé un message de soutien direct à Ines Ibbou. J'ai lu aussi dans des articles que le ministre des Sports l'a appelé. Voilà, donc en fait pour moi cette vidéo elle va au-delà de l'histoire de Ines Ibbou ou de l'histoire des sportifs, mais elle nous révèle quelque chose de profond, quelque chose de plus profond et de plus important, les inégalités des chances entre les sportifs, mais entre les riches et les pauvres. Donc en fait il y a une grande envie, une grande fracture sociale et il y a des personnes malheureusement qui oublient ça, et donc parfois avoir ce genre de rappel, ça fait vraiment du bien. Voilà, je vous remercie d'avoir suivi la vidéo jusqu'à la fin et je vous dis à très bientôt. Au revoir.